It is Coach Maggie, certified health and lifestyle coach, and welcome to my kitchen. I want to continue the conversation about ways to save money. From week to week, the prices of gas and groceries are going up steadily, and so is everything else. And while we love to sit and complain, we're not going to solve that problem. However, we've got to do everything that we are in control of, and that's how we spend our money. And so today I want to give you some tips. Last week, and I put a link to last week's video, and that was use what you have. And as you remember, I pulled out 15 different packages of different kinds of pasta that I have. Now, do I need 15 different packages of pasta? Absolutely not. But we often go to the grocery store without a list, and that'll be another video. And we just buy things. Oh, that looks good. It's on an end cap. And before we know it, we are picking up things that we aren't even going to be using right away. And so it was use what you have. Today's tip is equally important, and it's let's stop the waste. That is a huge one, and we Americans are the worst because we want everything looking pristine. If our fruit has a blemish, we toss it. If things we think are a day or two old, we toss it. And so today I want to talk about some practical things that you can start doing right away. So first of all, again, let's stop the waste. And then them getting to that place that you're like, ooh, that's you. Every time we do that, it's just cha-ching. It's like we're taking dollar bills and we're ripping them and we're putting them in the trash or down the sink. Okay? So another thing is have a bag for things like soup. So another way that we waste a lot of money is with leftovers. So maybe we have a little bit of leftover carrots. There was just a little smidgen of green beans, and it's really not enough for everybody. So again, those tend to get pushed to the back of the freezer. If you see this is not enough for one whole meal, go ahead and have that freezer bag that's perfect for. It's very hot. But we often think of soup only in the winter. And let me just say, soup is an amazing thing to plan even in the hot summer months because it's the perfect. Is really pretty heavy, soup is ideal. So again, the one for soups would be, again, any of those leftovers that would be perfect in a soup. Maybe you've got some leftover broccoli, any of those types of things. Toss it in there and it makes a perfect soup. Now, let me just throw this out too, because I often hear people say, oh, my kids don't eat onions, they don't eat mushrooms, they don't eat peppers, on and on and on. They don't eat broccoli, cauliflower. I still add those foods in when I'm making a soup or cooking a lot of different dishes, even things like spaghetti. But when I go to serve their plate, I just won't put it in then. So they won't actually see it, but they're at least getting a little bit of those nutrients. So don't forego fixing those foods that you like that are healthy because you think, well, no one else likes them. Trust me, they're going to be getting some of that. Not as much as you will, but it's still better than not at all. So again, consider trying to avoid the waste. Another tip, have one shelf in your refrigerator designated just leftovers. And then choose, depending on how many you have, choose at least one, if not two nights that the family knows those are leftover nights. It's going to save you time so that you know, okay, Wednesdays, That's leftover night. My kids have youth group or they have ball practice or whatever. Maybe you want to make Fridays or Saturdays another leftover night so that it's pull everything out and then it's like, okay, so what do you want? What are you going to have? And then even let everyone fend for themselves. Or you just heat everything. But again, we need to stop the waste. A lot of money is wasted because we are throwing things out. Last tip is label when you open things. This is some maple syrup, pretty big one, and we just opened it a couple weekends ago. Don't use a lot of it, although I do like it as a sugar substitute in a lot of my baking, okay? But label things. So often we don't. And then you're not sure how long that salad dressing's been there. How long has that mayonnaise, that mustard, that ketchup? How long has that bag of grapes been in? Take just a quick minute and label things so that there aren't those surprises. So hopefully these are some tips to help you cut down on the waste. So come back next Friday. We'll be talking about more tips that are going to help you and me make sure we are saving money on groceries. We're not spending as much because we're not having to buy as much. And we definitely are stopping the waste. So let's make sure and do that. And I would love to know, what are some of your tips to cut down on the waste? What are some of those hacks that you can share with us that are helping you make sure that you're saving money? So have an amazing, blessed weekend, day. Take care. Be blessed.